This is the Three of Skeins, the Crochet Podcast, episode 106, and I'm Lisa.
And I'm Chris. And in this episode, we will be bringing you our holiday gift guide edition. And if you subscribe to our newsletter, you will get links to all of the items that we mention in this video.
Please like and subscribe.
It makes our mom happy.
One last piece of housekeeping. I mentioned it last time. I will be teaching at Vogue in New York, January 25th through 28th. There will be a link to sign up to any of the classes, really, or just mine. In the newsletter. Anyway.
And you know what? Let's consider that a gift guide item because you can buy a class for someone as a gift.
Yes, you can. Oh, that'd be so fun. I'd take one, let me tell you. So what do you got, Chris? What's on your list?
Okay, so the first item on my list would be very, very, very useful for me. And it is from Katrinkles, and it is the Write On, Wipe Off acrylic bag tags and acrylic stitch markers. The stitch markers are particularly important because if I put down my project for any period of time, I immediately forget which hook size I used. Mm-hmm. Forget about it. I have a dress that I started some time ago that I would really like to finish. I don't know what hook I used. I'm just gonna have to try a few different ones.
See what happens.
Yes. So, sometimes I switch projects or sometimes I just, have to put something on timeout. But if I really intend to get back to it, I have to know what hook size I use. I'm much better now about writing it down than I used to be, but sometimes, I slip into old habits. So the stitch markers, so I can just write which hook size I was using is great. And sometimes I will leave a project bag sitting somewhere. And if I've wound the yarn, who knows what yarn that is because I don't have the ball bands.
Number one.
So the bag tags would be great. And the bag tags are 3 for $12 and the stitch markers are 6 for $18. And man, do I need those.
Well, my first object is, what is it called? It is called a mini minder. I saw this guy playing with his mini minder on Instagram, and I was like...
That sounds funny.
Maybe. Anyway, it's the coolest little gadget. It holds a ball of yarn, and it has a strap. So you can actually just strap it to your wrist and work from that thing, and the ball spins, so it will unreel the yarn for you. And it's such a small gadget that, I love it.
Yeah, I'm trying to imagine how that works though, because you have enough space for your thing to hang.
Yes, you do. And he was so funny because he said you can use this anywhere, and he sure did. He hung it on his toilet paper dispenser. He hung it on a doorknob. He hung it. He had a lot of fun with his mini minder.
Okay.
And what I liked about them too is that they are themed, so they just they're really cute and really useful. And the mini minders cost $40.
I feel like though, apparently you can knit without looking at your knitting, and so you can have your little minder and maybe walk with it or something. You can't crochet without looking.
Crochet is not really like that.
I don't know. I would have to try out this mini minder, but I feel like it's something I could get hooked on.
Oh yeah.
So it's a little dangerous. Okay, my next gift guide item is this yarn I have been in love with for ages. I haven't used it. I just dream about it.
Oh.
It is from the Japanese brand Ito, and it is called Karotin, and it is 80% cashmere and 20% sable.
Oh.
And it feels just like you'd imagine. Every time I go to the yarn store that sells it, I pet it. It's a little weird. Luckily, it's in the back room. No one sees me.
Hi, I'm just here to visit.
But it's a fingering weight yarn. It is $32 for a 109 yard skein. So I tried to figure out what I could make with one skein. Maybe I could do just like a cowl or something. I'd probably have to spring for 2 skeins.
That sounds so luxurious.
It is my dream yarn. And I feel like it would be really warm.
yes. Yes, it would. Warm and light. Very lightweight. Wow.
Sable. I said sable, you
I
guys.
did not know what you were doing up in that back room all the time. Because she does make a beeline for the back room.
I just visited.
Now I know.
I just go and I daydream about having cashmere and sable.
Wow.
But I made these gloves. The pattern is called Easy Crochet Wristers, and it's just like a fingerless glove, and it's like incredibly simple to make. And I would like do that with like some ear warmers. I can make myself a little set.
Oh, fancy.
And it comes in a lot of like largely neutral colors, and I like that. I don't know why. It just feels like the yarn isn't trying to do too much in terms of color because the material is so luxurious that you don't need all of that.
That and
right?
certain fibers don't really take dye, so you get more of the natural colors.
So that's like my dream yarn.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right? You're thinking about it now, ain't you?
I am.
You can get some at Balzac & Company online. Don't blame me though.
Absolutely blame you.
No, oh my God.
Because I blame you. I would blame you. I'm like, this is all you.
At least if I'm going to tempt you, I'm going to tempt you to do good things. Like treat yourself to cashmere and sable. How about that?
Well, yeah. You got a point there.
Thank you.
So mine next thing is not quite so luxurious, but it's something I really like. Custom labels.
Yeah, that's always nice to have. I want some of those too.
Well, there's a nice little company called the Super Label Store, and they will print you
That's a niche.
custom labels of all kinds. They will print their woven labels. They start from about $39 for 100.
Oh, I was going to say, for how many? But I ain't mad.
Okay, and they can say whatever you like, made with love. They can say your name. It can say whatever you would like it to say on it.
That's cool.
They'll put little pictures on them. You could even print your own care labels so that the care instructions are on the label, just like purchased garments. It's a little thing, but it's a really big thing.
I really want some labels because I feel like I want to brag.
Yeah. You know what? When I embroider
I need this.
my own labels, I just put my initials in it. So imagine a printed woven label with your initials.
I feel like I'm ready for that step because not everything I made when I first started making garments, I would want to put my name on. But now I feel like I've progressed enough. I definitely want some labels.
That one.
Yeah. Do they do leather ones though?
I don't know, but you can get custom leather labels from Katrinkles.
Because, yeah.
Oh, it turns out they did. Look.
Oh, those are nice.
Okay, we just got distracted.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Oopsie.
I will look and see what the leather ones cost, and that will be in the newsletter too. I didn't even think of the leather ones, but yes, you can even get a leather label.
Okay, so my next item, I'm a sucker for, t-shirts with fun little slogans. And I feel like the ones that are like specific to the yarn community often favor knitters. So I'm always looking for crochet t-shirts specifically. And I found a couple of cute ones. I found a couple on Amazon. Yes, I know, evil Amazon, but what are you gonna do? One just says yarn slut. I know people have some feelings about this word, but I'm totally a yarn slut. I mean, I just go to yarn stores to follow the yarn. Come on.
We're a pair of yarn sluts.
So that one is just apropos. That was $15. Then this one, $18. So me. Yes, I crochet. No, I won't make you something. I feel like it's just convenient to have it on the shirt, so I don't even got to say nothing.
Just
don't even
put
ask.
It out there. Put it out there.
Yeah, all about it. Then there are a couple on Etsy. One had kind of like, it has you'll see it on the screen, a tarot card design, and it's called The Crocheter.
Oh, I like that.
And that is currently on sale for $24.91. And Okay, I think this one might be my favorite just because I feel like it was made specifically for me. It's a ball of yarn and a cup of coffee arguing with each other. And they're both saying, she loves me more. No, she loves me more. What? Because that's a tough one, I gotta say. Although in the picture, the ball of yarn is wearing a little hat. So I feel like maybe the yarn has the edge. Clearly. There was some great affection there for that ball of yarn if someone made it its own little hat.
Maybe it was sable and cashmere.
Maybe. But I just think things like that are so much fun, and I might need to get myself some crochet t-shirts.
I think you might have to, because those sound
especially that cute. No, I won't make you one. Make you something. No, we don't do that.
Oh.
Okay, what is your next item?
My next one is from Thread and Maple, and it is the Weekender basket. Yeah, and I love that thing. I use that thing all the time.
She got a little like tray thing that holds your iPad and stuff.
Yeah, it holds your iPad, a phone. It has a cup holder with a removable coaster. I use it all the time, especially at my desk. It's like, because you know, I multiple screen all the time, so I have my iPad set up on it.
Which I think is very unhealthy, but okay.
Whatever. Anyway, the Weekender basket from Thread and Maple. I love a good basket, and it's got a nice flat bottom so it will sit up on its own, and it has a lid so you can just put everything away and close it up, and it's instant neatness.
And I feel like a lid is good if you have pets, because I hear they get up to stuff.
Yeah, they get into
stuff. Apparently cats really do like yarn.
Oh yeah.
So you might want to put a lid on your basket of yarn.
And I like the way it's got those curved sides. I mean, it's just a really sweet basket. It's a $55 basket, but I think it's totally worth it.
You're not biased or nothing.
No, not me.
Okay. And that's from Thread and Maple?
Yeah, that's from Thread and Maple.
Remember, if description box, sign up for the newsletter, and you'll get all of this stuff. Well, the links to all this stuff. We're not sending you the stuff.
Yeah. Let's be very clear.
Okay, so next on my list, and yeah, I realize this makes me like super basic, but I don't care, and Della Q bags. See what had happened was, I bought one, and now I'm hooked. I bought the rucksack, which technically is a shoulder bag and not a backpack. I don't know why it's named rucksack, but it's just really cute. And I want to get these. They sell these two little cubbies that fit exactly in that bag, so you can have like compartments in the bag. Love it. But they have a number of bags that I actually really like. One is the Maker's Mesh Tote, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's just a mesh bag, comes in different colors, and it snaps closed at the top. I don't like zippers playing around my yarn, so I love that it has snaps instead of a zipper. And it's just a nice size, mesh shoulder bag. So any, I know a lot of stadiums or arenas, if you want to go in them, you have to have a see-through bag or whatever. So it can be useful in like specific situations where you need your bag to be see-through anyway. But I like my yarn showing. Like, I don't mind people seeing like what kind of yarn I'm working with.
Okay.
So I just like the idea of having that see-through bag. And that is $78. Now, a much more price-conscious option is the knit sacks, and that's just made out of the canvas. What do they do to it?
Oh, the wax.
Yes,
canvas.
The wax canvas. Yeah. And you actually get 2 bags in different sizes for $30. Now, those bags, I don't believe they have any kind of closure, and they have a little leather loop so you can attach it to other bags if you want to. They're just cute little sacks. They're exactly what they sound like. They're knit sacks. I feel like they could just be sacks and you knit in front of them, but that's okay. But I think, like I said, those are a bit more price conscious. And then one that is not price conscious at all, and I've been splitting this bag since the first time I saw it. I'm not even gonna lie. And It is the train case from Delicue. It is $85. It comes in different colors. But here's the thing. It is a completely impractical bag. It has a shoulder strap, but it's like, it's a hard case.
A box.
And it's clunky. You remember Mom had a suitcase like that?
Yeah.
That blue? Yeah.
The makeup case. It's like an old-fashioned makeup case.
And empty. It's kind of heavy, but man, I love it. I know it makes absolutely no sense. Don't get me wrong. I'm well aware. And I don't know that if I bought one, I would actually carry it. Like maybe not out the house, maybe like around the house or something. But you know what it might be good for? Say you're going on a car trip. And so you want to put your yarn in some sort of hard case so that your project is protected while it's shoved in the trunk with all your other bags and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So there might be instances where a hard case is exactly what you need. But even if there aren't, I still want this bag.
And I have a tendency to prefer a bag that sort of holds its shape and holds itself up, because I kick around with my knitting.
And it also has like this removable tray so you can put all your your notions and stuff.
And if you're working on something that needs a lot of stitch markers or needs...
And if you're going to put buttons on something, if you need buttons, if you need elastic...
Yeah,
I can come up with excuses for buying this bag.
I know you can.
But I don't need to, because I just like the bag and I just want it. But literally, it's been years that I have been drooling over this train case. One of these days, I'm just going to go ahead and buy it.
What kind of colors does it come in?
I think there's a pink, a purple, a blue, and maybe a red.
Mm.
I'm not sure. These things sell out quickly though on the Delicue website. I don't know which ones are still in stock right now, but I think it comes in at least 4 colors.
You want a bag, girl.
Okay. What you got, Lisa?
Okay, so I've actually bought this for myself already. It is and I switched. Okay. It's Patty Lyon's Knitting Bag of Tricks. Over 70 Sanity saving hacks for better knitting. It is exactly what it says it is. And you know what I like about Patty Lyon's work? She tells you the why. She doesn't just say, well, if you have a problem with rowing out, do this. Mm-hmm. She will say exactly why you're rowing out in a particular circumstance, or exactly why each fix she tells you should work, depending on why you're rowing out and how to test why you're rowing out. And I think that is amazing. It's got a whole bunch of that kind of tips. If you knit very loosely, she gives you a lot of resources for that. If she's going to show you how to do stitches, she will show you how to do it English style, continental style, combination style. And there's one other.
It sounds very comprehensive.
It is actually quite comprehensive, and it's not a huge book. It's not a big old tome, so it's something that you could actually keep near you when you're working. I'm looking around for mine.
Your train case?
And maybe keeping your train case or your basket. But I just find that it's a book of the why, not just the what. So you know what to do and you know why you're doing it. And I find that if I understand the why, it's easier to figure out where I'm going wrong. Or it's easier to predict what's going to fail. Because, that can't work. That's physically impossible to do that. It's like making ice cream in 12 minutes. You can't do it. Not on this planet.
Is that a Chopped reference?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Okay, that sounds like a really useful book.
Yes.
And the last thing I have on my list is a subscription to Amira Sue magazine. That is a Japanese magazine that has both knitting and crochet patterns, but there's going to be more knitting patterns than crochet. And occasionally I think they have some sewing patterns as well.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because I told you all that I am really interested in just seeing different shapes, as well as like some of the different design details that people include. Like I just saw on one of their issues, these really cute socks. They just had like this cute arrangement of ruffles on the socks, and then there was like a little matching cowl thing. Super cute. So I don't need to like exactly recreate what I'm seeing in the magazine, but I feel like this magazine would just be all inspo all the time. You can buy the magazine on their website, and I believe current issues are $24. They publish twice a year, and current issues are $24, and back issues range from like $8 to $15. So the back issues, might want to snap those up. Because alignment is $30.
It certainly is.
That's expensive.
That's a pricey little magazine there.
So, and it looks like it has about 10 to 12-ish patterns per issue. So I think you're going to be getting some bang for your buck. But yeah, I just think that I kind of like the whole aesthetic. They do kind of like simple designs and clean lines and simple shapes. And that's just kind of like the style that I like anyway. And I believe they also sell kits for some of their patterns too. So you can like just buy the exact yarn that they use for specific patterns. So I'm a fan.
I am too.
I might subscribe. At the very least, I might snap up some of the back issues.
Well, if you subscribe, yay.
She on eye track the magazine. That's what we call it when someone else reads your magazine before you get to read it. They eye track it. They leave the eye tracks all over your page.
And you can tell, you know?
Yeah, you can.
You can tell, like, wait a minute.
There's a disturbance in the force. But Amira Sue magazine is my recommendation.
Well, my last one is also a book. I'm bookish.
No.
And
I would never have guessed.
No, you wouldn't have guessed?
No. The heck you say?
The heck? So my last one is Vogue Knitting's Project Journal. Now, I tend to be a one book kind of person. So I have one notebook and I do everything in that notebook. Everything I need to write down goes in that one place because otherwise I lose things and I never see them again. If you hand me a loose sheet of paper,
kiss it goodbye.
That's it. It is the Vogue Knitting Project Journal. So I'm thinking I might try putting my projects in their own journal. I don't know. But I think I might get myself one of these because
she's been wedded to just like her one little notebook dot grid for like years.
It's been about a decade.
And she could not be moved. So this is like breaking news. Like, holy cow.
Well, I like this one because it's kind of specific to making garments. Mm-hmm. So it has templates for just shapes. It has how to draw a schematic, and it has schematic paper, i.e.
graph paper.
Mm.
No, it's schematic paper.
Common abbreviations, chart symbols, designers' papers, design tips, yardage estimates. And it's really just focused on, making handmade garments. Mm-hmm. And I think I might indulge in one and see how I like it. It has both, it has schematic and chart paper. So it has the fun color work paper.
Mm-hmm. I have gotten better about writing things down in my iPad actually for all of my crochet projects. However, I use Freeform, and Freeform, it's like it continues in all directions, and you can just keep scrolling, and so those pages tend to be incredibly messy. So what I think I want is a book that after I finish the project, I can just go back and write the information down in a more orderly fashion. So here's the information about the swatch, here's the schematic, because it tends to be all over the place. And when I refer back to it, it can be a little hard because sometimes I do like little math on the side, and the page gets messy. So I think I also want some sort of journal, but for me, it might just be a notebook.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm thinking about getting one of these just because it has those specialized papers. Mm-hmm. And if I like it, I will probably either continue to use them or adapt some things out of there into my notebook. But I might just set aside a notebook just for my knitting. I don't know though.
This trepidation. Ooh.
But I can find everything.
Right, but if you have this book, this will be the place where you find everything specifically about your knitting.
Yeah, I don't know. But if you want
And
to
the
try
thing
it,
is, like,
give
you
it a
can-
try.
You can just have a spot where you keep it, and it'll always be in that spot. If you travel with it, when traveling around the house with it, that's where you might run into trouble. You want to give it a home as soon as you buy it, and that's where it goes back to. So you will always be able to find that information.
Because I started a swatch book and I found that very helpful, but it's unwieldy as heck.
I still haven't found a good way to sort my swatches.
The swatch book really helped me. I can actually go back and put my hands on any swatch I actually put in there. Get them in there though. I have a couple that never made it. Yeah.
Anyway. So that is that it for you?
That's it for me. Although I do want to co-opt that suggestion Mom gave us. Mom said, and I think she's absolutely right, one gift you can give the crafter in your life is time for crafting. So if they have kids that, prevent them from crafting, maybe you take them for an afternoon and say, okay, you have the afternoon off. Go for it. Maybe you send them to a coffee shop and say, hey, have a cup of coffee as a crafting time.
That's a bonus item for Mom.
That's a bonus item for Mom.
I'm the mom of skeins, I think someone called her.
But I think that's it for me.
Yeah, so that is this might become an annual thing because I think we did it like 2 years ago and then we didn't do it last year. So this is the now annual holiday gift guide from Three of Skeins.
Yes.
So enjoy your holidays and we will see you in the new year. Stay stitching.
Bye.